What is going on, my guys? It's me, Senior Pokey again. Don't worry, I haven't forgot about you or given up on this yet. But today we're going to be continuing our 100 Days as series. We're going to be doing it as Willow this time. Now, I already just did this voiceover. I think I did like at least 10 minutes worth of voiceover, and I realized I was in the wrong world. I had died in that world, and I was like, oh my god. I still had the recording of the previous world that I did, and I forgot to delete it, and I accidentally put it into the video. So now I had to restart, but it's okay, guys. It's just a minor setback. And today, like I said, we're going to be doing Willow. Now, I think I went AFK right here because I was getting some food, stuck on Wilson, but Willow, she has 150 health, 150 hunger, and 120 sanity. That's very low compared to Wilson, who has 200. But she comes with her lighter and Bernie, and with her low sanity, Bernie's gonna be coming in clutch most of the time. He's gonna be helping me fight all those shadow creatures. And she likes fire, does not like the cold, and I explained her bear Bernie and her recraftable lighter. And we're gonna be rocking this skin instead of the fire and ice skin, because this shit's getting lit. But I can't believe I just fucking said that, bro. Oh my god, what am I doing, bro? Okay, whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna have to cut that out of the video. Yeah, we're just gonna be collecting grass and stuffs, Oh my god, what the fuck is this first part of the video, bro? What am I doing? Alrighty, we have a good start. We got some rocks and some flint, and we got a good amount of grass and twigs. And to my surprise, we found the marsh or the swamp biome very quickly, and I was just very impressed. I was like, oh my goodness, we did it. But it turns out it was just a small swamp. It was actually a bigger part of the or a small part of this forest, and that's how you know that a pig village is nearby, because a pig village forest always has a mini swamp connected to it. And this is just kind of my dead giveaway, so all I really had to do was just follow this road, and it will take me straight to the pigs, because I need to get their meat, get their pig skin. I gotta set down a alchemy engine so I can start crafting some shit. It's getting good. All right, I found I found Earth's first butt plug. Oh my god, Jesus. Okay, I finally found it, and I'm going down there to get some light bulbs, and put a little small marker on my cave map so I can find the ancient ruins. And hold on, guys. I gotta go get my multi-meal. It's on the stove real quick. Alright, I got to the stove, and the water was boiled dry because I took too long, but it's okay. I put more water in the stove. But the good news is we found the terrarium, and we're gonna try to fight the Eye of Terror as quick as we can. But back on that multi-meal. Y'all ever try multi-meal? That shit's good. Like, I have multi-meal with some chocolate Nesquik, and I have some toast with butter on it. Oh my gosh, it's so good. But anyways, I don't mean to talk about some multi-meal. It's okay. We're gonna find this pig village, and yes, we're going to find it. But another thing, guys, do you guys notice something? I sound more enthusiastic, guys. That was a problem I noticed in my other video. I sounded very sad. I sounded, uninterested. But hey, I'm interested, and I'm showing you guys by putting all this enthusiasm in my voice, and I'm having fun, and I'm not being sarcastic, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be playing this game right now. But it's okay, guys. Let's find this village. And just like that, we found it. And I kind of just realized earlier I called it a terrarium. I meant to say terrarium because it's pronounced terraria, not terraria. For those of you that pronounce it terraria, something's wrong with you. But not only did I find the village, I found the road to the other village, which is good because I need to just get more pigskin. But another problem I just encountered is I forgot to get more gold for the alchemy engine, so the most I'm going to be able to build here is a science machine, and I'm not getting shit built with the science machine. I can get a backpack down and a shovel. That's pretty cool. But combat stuff, no, I'm not getting any of that down. But that's not stopping me from hammering these hoes down. And I got to get my multi-meal. My water is boiling right now. Alright, with most of these houses destroyed, it's time to follow the road and get to that new pig village. And if y'all are wondering, that malto meal was pretty good. I can't lie, man. I was gonna just eat it while recording, but I just got so lost in the sauce. But this road right here, I immediately knew it was a scam, bro. I was like, okay. So it literally just led me to the end table, and it led me to Chester. So it's like, I first thought this road was just scamming me. Like, okay, whatever, it doesn't lead to anything. But then I was like, then why did it lead to that pig village? So, being curious, I had to follow it, and I found the mandrake biome. So that was a huge find, and this biome will come into play later, and it will come into clutch, bro. Oh my god, like the clutch game that came out of this was insane. Now, to my surprise, I actually did end up finding another pig village. This was kind of surprising because that road was all twisted up like a corkscrew, and it was just it led me to Chester in the end table. So I was extremely confused on like how or why it led me to this, but all that I knew is I'm getting a pan flute and I'm getting some pig skin out of this. So it's a GG's for me, and it's a win. All right, I'll take any win and that I can in this goddamn game. Since I found the terrarium earlier, I'm gonna fight it right now, and I give this guy a nice stern beating with an axe because I don't have a hand bat, which would have been good, but I'm gonna use some of the pigs as my arson to help me fight this guy. But let's start beating this eyeballs meat. Well, unfortunately, this fight lasted like 10 seconds, so I was gonna have to fight him later, but that's not a problem. I'll just do it another time. But let's go, Chester. We have a base and dragonfly to find. Onward. Alright, so for the past couple of days, I was, exploring cave holes, mapping out the caves and trying to find dragonfly. But, my chances were looking pretty grim. It was day 7, and I was like, man, I need to get a base down, because if I don't get a base down by day 10, this run is cooked. So I was getting desperate. I found this wormhole and I jumped through, and then that end table kind of scared me a little bit. But I found her, and I noticed that for some reason, wormholes, they tend to lead to the desert. And I noticed that this one was like very far from the main map. So I was like, okay, that must mean that this must be the general direction of the lunar biome. I already know it's a huge stretch, but we'll find it definitely 100%. But no, this was good. I finally found her, and it looked like maybe things were going my way, but all I needed was just some gold, and then I could finally get my base all set up. But I tried kind of like navigating my way back to the central island so I can kind of get a better idea of like what this area is looking like. And that's basically what was doing. And then I found this forest biome. So I'm like, okay, maybe I can base here. It's got some trees. I could base with the trees. That would be really good. And then I ended up finding this biome. I forget what it's called. I just call it the rocky biome. I ended up finding a rocky biome with a bunch of gold. So I was like, yeah, I'm 100% basing here. This is a good spot. It's got a bunch of gold. It's got wood. And it's got dragonfly. Perfect. That's all I need. Now I need is just some schmeat. So that was basically the only kind of concern on my mind, was just getting some more schmeat. Now, with the good old slash and burn technique, I was able to take out the forest and get some more charcoal out of it, which I could use for some meat drying stations and crack pots, which are extremely vital. I'm going to need these crack pots to fight basically any boss I encounter. But honestly, I could probably fight Dragonfly, honestly, in like the next couple of days. If I was lucky, I probably could have fought her on like day 7 or maybe 6. Dude, that would have been so good. But, some things popped up, and I was, able to fight her on the usual day 9, 10, but that's fine, it's not a big deal. We ended up getting her before day 11. That's a huge win. Alright, now, the layout is now set up. All we need to do is just start building some crack pots, and I was thinking probably about getting a fridge first, just in case there's like a bunch of food, or maybe I make a bit too many pierogies and I'm not ready to go out in the caves yet. And I kind of just wanted a fridge because, who doesn't want a fridge, so I don't have to do it later. So that was kind of my next concern, and I didn't have any idea where any clockworks were, so yeah, that was kind of my problem right there. Turns out that the oasis is right above my base, which means goats, baby. But I needed to spawn an Eye of Terror, because now that was kind of prepped. I was kind of able to just, spank him a little bit and show him who's daddy, but I wasn't obviously going to be able to kill him this night because the nights are short in autumn, so I was going to have to wait till like winter or when just nights got longer towards the end of autumn. And so, yeah, I was just giving this guy a good spanking, and he went to his phase 2. Well, you guys already know what time it is. It's meat beating time. Now I gotta go kill some spiders, get their meat, and turn that shit into eggs and make it into pierogi, because I'm looking at my mushrooms right now, and it's looking real sad. I was thinking I might need to get some mushrooms, but I don't know. It all just ends up on how many pierogies I get. The minimum amount of pierogies I need is like 10, because I'm pretty well experienced in fighting Dragonfly now. She's chump change to me. She's easy meat. But you never know what could happen, the hounds could come out of nowhere. Anything can happen. That's the thing about these boss fights. I never get to fight bosses without getting interrupted by a bystander that just can't help but just smack the shit out of me. I'm about to fucking explode. Oh my god, I keep recording and my microphone is muted. Okay, I have enough to make 10 pierogi. That's all I need to take down Dragonfly, 10 pierogies, bare minimum. And I'm working on a time crunch. I'm trying to take this hoe out as quickly as I can, and then I'm trying to go to the ancient ruins as quick as I can. And I need to get those gems. I need to get the magnoluminescence. I need to get the construction, the deconstruction staff. I need to get all that. I need to get the thulecite crowns, and I gotta make sure I have living logs with me. Alright, sorry for exploding like that. I was just a little upsetty spaghetti because that was like my third take, and my microphone was muted, and I was just real mad. And I just get real mad when my microphone does that, but that's okay. And then I started to get assaulted by these hounds, and I need to turn these blue mushrooms into some pierogi. So I was like, why can't I just turn these guys into some pierogi because I'm hungry? So yeah, it's what I ended up doing. I'm pretty sure I did that if my analysis is correct. But I needed to take out this hound mound because these guys were definitely going to start bothering me mid-fight, so I had to take them out, and I got to continue building the wall so I don't get assaulted. Alright, so a bit of a kerfuffle happened. You might be wondering why it's day 22 and it's winter. Well, apparently I was as I was editing this video and voiceovering and putting all the clips together, I searched for the file where I had the video of me killing Dragonfly and exploring the ruins, but it just said file is empty. And I searched everywhere. I searched like the little hidden file it puts all my video recordings at, where it took up all my space. I looked there. I only had 2 recordings that got put in here from this video, and I searched my entire computer. I could not find it, so which leads me to believe that I downloaded it and it just got deleted, or I forgot to click the download button, which rarely happens. Like as soon as I'm done recording the screen recording the game, I immediately click download. So that leads me to believe that right before the game or the video was done downloading, I clicked escape, which made it stop recording for some reason. And because that happens sometimes, I'll do that, and in my other worlds that I had, and I was like, well, shit, now I gotta scrap the world, because that happened. But that is just sped. That's just so dumb. But I turned up with a mole worm that I'm going to be called Gerald. He's my new pet. I'm going to be trying to keep him alive for as long as I can, and I'm extremely sorry for not providing stuff that I killed. Yeah, no, it's just a big shame. But hold on, let me check my recycling bin. That might have the video if that got deleted. Yeah, I just checked it. It's gone. There's nothing even in there. I mean, there's the 2 videos that I had from my other world that I deleted because I died, but no, I couldn't find it, which was fucking tragic. And like I said, again, sorry that happened, but I'll make sure to thoroughly check after I'm done with each recording. But other than that, I was going to go find the lunar biome or the lunar island because I need to get the kelp for some more pierogi. And right here was a dead giveaway, the little island area I just explored, because it was just a giant cutoff, and this was also an end biome. So now I just needed to check the swamp to see if the swamp had any had like a little cutoff. As you can see at the bottom of that map that I showed there, the savanna biome had like a weird cut. All right, now that I found the lunar biome, basically, I mean, just look, it's just then pieces just, they match up, and I basically found the place, and now all I gotta do is make a boat and start rowing over there to get the kelp. Well, smack my ass and call me daddy. I just found the lunar biome. And so I want to talk about more, of the important item I have in my inventory, and that's Gerald. Gerald the mole worm. He is a beautiful mole worm, he's a magnificent creature. I found him in my journey in the ruins, and I saw him on the floor just helpless lying there. I'm like, you know what? I relate to this guy, I mean, I'm down here, I was about to die in the ruins. But, I was down there with the thermal stone, so I came out on top. But I was like, I just felt a connection with Gerald, I just needed to pick him up. So then now my new quest is to take care of Gerald for as long as I can. And if he dies, I'm actually going to cry, because I love Gerald, and Gerald is awesome. Great guy, great mole worm. So now I have to take care of him. Oh my fucking god, bro. I recorded without my microphone on, bro. I'm actually about to explode. Oh my god. Okay, so I came off the island with 0 sanity because I lost some lucidity on the island. And I got some kelp. I got 20 kelp in total. Looks like I have 19, but I ate some of it because I needed to eat something. But came out with 20 kelp. And I'm going to need that kelp to make some pierogies, and I'm going to place them in the same technique I used the last video. Place them down in the roam and in a corner with a rowboat, or whatever flotation device you have in the ocean. And the pierogi creation shall commence, and I shall go find Klaus. On this cursed night, Deerclops was coming. Not literally, well, yes, literally, and not literally, but anyways, I needed to use him to fight Spider Queen because I needed some monster meat, and I needed his meat. Okay, hold on, whoa, hold on. I needed his meat that you get from whatever. I needed some supplies from him, and yeah, I was gonna make them fight each other, and then I was just gonna finish him off. Oh my god, bro, what was that sentence? With the Spider Queen getting toasted by Deerclops, it is now my turn to take over the fight. But first I had to let that nurse spider get killed, because I'm not trying to fight that thing, Fight both of them at the same time, because I really was going to be an asshole and start attacking me. So, the fighting shall commence. Alright, now that Deerclops is dead and I have his supplies, I got all of that collected. I'm going to turn some of it into jerky and turn most of it into pierogi. Just look at all this meat. Oh my fucking... Okay. I got all of the supplies, and I'm going to turn all of it into pierogi, and then we're going to go fight Klaus, because it's day 33 and I'm running out of time, and I have found no walking cane, no walrus camp, no Klaus sack. No, I just been getting distracted on finding that lunar biome. That kind of just munched up a lot of my time. Even though I found the island, it took up a lot of my time, just because collecting the supplies took a long time, and I was trying not to freeze to death. So I had to sit by a fire, and I had to get my sanity back up, because I was going crazy. And now it's time to go find Klaus. Alright, so the full moon made it easier to, go out and find Klaus in the birch biome. And I ended up finding Glamor, which is really cool, Who doesn't love Glamor? I sure do love Glamor. But I needed to start with this biome because it was closer, and I had a hunch that it was here. Alright, as I was exploring, I actually did end up finding his gigantic sack. It was right here. And now all I need to do is find the deer. Now, just because you find the sack doesn't equal you find the deer, because sometimes the deer like to be little assholes and spawn all the way in the mosaic biome, and I was not trying to do that shit. So I was just searching, searching over every stone just to make sure. And sure enough, I did find him. I tried to kill this one so I can get his schmeat, but he just didn't die. And I found the shadow pieces too. This is like a huge find. But, I needed to get their antlers, and it was time to fight Galaus. Alright, I had to quickly run back and grab Chester so I can, use him as extra storage. But, yeah, no, it's meat beating time. Let's show Klaus who's daddy. I got the pan flute. I got everything. And the only problem here for this fight is I'm probably, when he uses his freeze attack, it's going to like munch a lot of my health because, Willow's a bitch when it comes to being cold. So I had to make sure I got out of there very quickly. Plus the fact that I had no walking cane made this fight a lot harder, especially for his third phase. Or his second phase. Oh my god. As my favorite boss goes down, I got no damn Krampus sack, so I feel not bad at all for killing Klaus because he didn't give me no Krampus sack because, I wanted that giant sack. Anyways, as you guys can see, I got pieced up in that fight just because I had no walking cane. And this will come into play later. Just because I didn't have a walking cane fucked me for most fights. I took so much damage, and I needed so much more items than I needed. So this is a little nugget for wisdom for next time I do this. If I don't find a walking cane at the end of winter or during winter, I just need to make more pierogies and make more armor for a lot of these fights, because just because you don't have a walking cane makes it like a million times harder, bro. It's so damn irritating. I don't know why. Just because you don't have one item makes it just where you just can't do it anymore. It's just damn, bro. Well, it's spring now, and I tried my best to search the entire map. I basically I rimmed my entire map, and I found 0 walrus camp. So I just couldn't find one, but I was able to open these presents. I got a lot of shit until I got that bee queen crown. Now that is actually huge for early game, and if I didn't need to get the bundling wrap, I wouldn't even consider bothering fighting, bee queen. But and again, it is a part of the challenge. I do need to fight bosses, so there's that. But getting this bee queen crown was really helpful in the early game, just because I could just negate a lot of the sanity effects that a lot of the creatures I'm going to be fighting have. And now my next goal is just to start killing a bunch of moose gooses and killing her children for some Down syndrome feathers. And yeah, check on my Volked goat farm and make sure that's going good. Alright, next thing on the chopping block is Pearl's quest. Now, there's a lot of stuff I discovered while doing this quest. One of the first things knowing is you don't need 10 cactus flower, and I did not know that until I started doing this quest. You know, as I was doing this quest, I was like, damn, you really, the whole crafting recipe changed. And I was just like, what? And so I basically could have done it as Wilson because I had the flower bowl. And oh my god, oh dude, that's just so annoying because I had no idea that you didn't need 10 cactus flower. They changed it with an update, and I did not know that. I was working off of old antique knowledge because, you know, I just didn't update myself because I have it all written down right here on this piece of paper right here. Sorry for hitting the microphone, but I have it all written down on this piece of paper from 3 years ago is when they changed it, and I was going off that information, and I was just so upset, man. I could have fought Crab King, but I'm gonna right my wrong and redeem myself, guys. Let's do Pearl's quests the right way.
Help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Way, bully in the alley. Help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Bully down in Shinbo now. Sally is the girl that I love dearly. Way, bully in the alley. Sally is the girl that I spliced nearly. Bully down in Shinbo now. Help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Way, bully in the alley. Help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Bully down in Shinbo now. For 7 long years I courted little Sally. Way, bully in the alley. But all she did was dilly and dally. Bully down in Shinbo now. Help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Way, bully in the alley. Help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley. Bully down in Shinbo now. I ever get back, I'll marry little Sally. Way, bully in the alley. Have 6 kids and live in Shinbone Alley. Bully down in Shinbone now.
Okay, if I record without turning on my microphone, I'm actually gonna Allah Akbar myself. But okay. First things first, I gotta get this kelp off of her island and dry it, and I will be taking the kelp to my island and turning it into pierogi. But then next, I got to destroy that leaf plant over there, that leaf bulb, flesh bulb, whatever it's called. Gotta take that out, and then I got to bring some flowers and use the umbrella to give to her when she's out in the rain. So hopefully it stays raining when she comes out. And this quest took a lot longer just because I didn't know a lot of the I didn't know they changed it. So you'll see me come in with like 10 rope. I'll be like missing a couple ingredients like no cut stone, no firefly. They completely changed it. So, you know, I had to keep going back and forth. The umbrella has been giveth, and she gave me this this little box. I don't know what it is, but it's probably got some shit in it that I don't wanna open. And oh god, I'm opening it. Oh, but yeah, no, I gotta leave that jar there so I can come back and buy a pinching winch, which I will need to actually fight Celestial Champion. So I have to make sure that stays there. Alright, the creation of the Volt Code farm shall commenceth. And I accidentally put the fence down first before the flesh bulb or whatever it's called, the anemone. Yeah, I forgot I put, you know, the fence down first over there, so that's why I had to move it over here. But I'm a bit tight on time when it comes to nighttime because it's becoming summer and spring's evenings are just extremely long and the nights are becoming shorter. And yeah, it's overall just becoming very scary and difficult trying to make this Volt Goat farm towards the end of spring. Man, I wish I could just put him to sleep and put him inside my cage. Hold on. I just don't want to waste a pan flute, that's why, you know. So that's why I wait till nighttime to just put him in my cage. And so as he falls asleep, I walk up to him and I tell him it's going to be alright. He's going to get put inside of my cage. And he's basically just gonna be stuck in there for eternity, because this meat farm and horn farm is going to be immaculate. I need the horns for weather panes and morning stars, you know, so I can fight bosses like Toadstool and fight wet bosses, so they take like quadruple damage. and that little new electrical thing they did, where like they take like a stun and it kind of like it's like a chain reaction, which is really cool. And they have, every enemy has like a unique stun animation, which is pretty cool to see. But yeah, I finally got the farm down. Now I just got to chase this goat away, and I had to feed Gerald because Gerald is very cool. Okay, I was going to go find some moose gooses to kill, and frog rain started happening. And you know what happens when it frog rains? Infinite frog legs. So I'm just kind of waiting for a moose goose to wrap up her fight between the frogs, and oh man, it's a bloody battle. And then I first I didn't expect there to be so many frogs coming after me, but no, they were mad after I beat the shit out of one of their friends. And I think I mentioned this last video, but I'm gonna mention again and many times. I hate frogs. They're so goddamn annoying. But I guess that's what makes this game unique, you know? Yeah. But, you know, I'm just sitting back and watching the show and waiting for her and her kids to die so I can take their Down syndrome feathers and their schmeat. Okay, now that she's down, she left at least 3 kids behind. And I'm just going to go ahead and collect my spoils of war. And the frogs actually are getting distracted on the other gooses, the little geeses, whatever they are, attacking the frogs. So I'm just basically sitting here just bathing in frog legs, and it's just so good. And one really sucky thing is I didn't get to use all of them, but I used a majority of them. But when you have so much meat like this, it's hard to use all of it if you don't have like the high amount of vegetables to make pierogi, which is really tragic. But I got a good stack out of it, and I made a good amount of pierogies, which I'd say was pretty valuable. And Moose Goose was down, and I got her Down syndrome, which is really cool. Alright, a lot of days have passed, and I actually ended up finding a walrus camp. It was all the way tucked up in the bottom corner of the map in some gay-ass spot I was not checking. Like, you're telling me you'd come down here and check the corner of the oasis, the desert. No, I'm good. Because most of the times the desert isn't even connected to anything, but it's connector biome, like the biome I'm based in, you know, that's the connector, but it's whatever. I ended up finding the walrus camp, which I'll probably get for winter towards the end of the game, so I can fight some bosses. And then I also found the moonstone that I need to make the moon collar staff, so that's a plus. And I'm going to use the same technique as I did last time to just basically build that wall and use... This time I actually have a pan flute, so I can use that and just put everything to sleep. Alrighty, I got the walls set up in the the wardrobe in place. And I got Moose Goose over here to assist me if shit goes sideways. But ultimately, I'm going to be just basically holding them. I'm just going to sit in there and hold them off as best I can, because I see that they go for the wardrobe and then they start targeting the walls. So I'll just kind of use that for as long as I can. And then I also have the Spider Queen helmet. So I'm going to use this singular spider to try to attract multiple spiders when it gets hit. And it's only time will tell. We're going to see how this works. Right, here comes the first wave of enemies. Spider, assist me! And that spider immediately just gets destroyed and provides no assistance. So, looks like it's up to me to defend this place. And I got the pan flute if things go wrong. But like I said, they seem to just be distracting on the wall. And yeah, only the werepigs are like my main concern here, because they can do some serious damage. And I ultimately happen to end up using the pan flute. And oh man, it's on its last few seconds, and I'm just hoping it can hold off. And miraculously, I was able to fend all of them off. And not only was I able to fend them off, my fucking hat broke. And so I basically would have died with the little time I had. If that moon color staff didn't, you know, finish up, I would have got killed by like 3 werepigs. And because I wasn't quick enough to swap to my bee queen crown. But I did it. I finally did it. Alright, with the moon collar staff acquired, it is now time to go slaughter bee queen. Because there's not really much I can do for Pearl's quest right now. I need to wait till summer to get the little bowl of flowers or whatever that she likes to eat. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm prepping to get another bee queen crown, get some jelly beans, and get bundling wrap, which would be extremely important for transporting that cactus flower plant food. So onward to go kill Bee Queen. Alright, a battle we've been long waiting for. A battle of the gods. Now, first problem I immediately notice here is I did not place the Mooncaller staffs on the road. I just put them kind of next to it, which was, yeah, that was a big mistake because I actually started to overheat mid-fight. And I had to keep running back to it, but that's okay, guys. Now, I shall commenceth the murdereth of this beast. This fight was just so intense, man. I had 1 HP, and this all was extremely difficult just due to the fact that I did not have a walking cane. I took extra damage because I didn't have a walking cane. I lost all my health food because I didn't have a walking cane. It's just so dumb. This just goes to show that just one item that you do not have can just completely ruin like the run or just make it damn near impossible. Like I took all this extra damage because I just didn't have a walking cane, and that just pissed me off so much. So with Bee Queen dead, with those bundle wrap recipes learned, I am now starting to do Pearl's quest, and I actually have a lot more time than I did in my last world. I actually was like towards the end of summer, and I had like no days left to prep. But again, this is I'm collecting all this stuff prior to me knowing anything about the update for Pearl. So I was gonna get the cactus fruit last, and I was going on a hunt for some berry bushes and butterflies. Amidst my journey, I ended up finding cookie cutters, which I actually need. I need the cookie cutters, 10 of them exactly for Pearl's house. So, and they only have a 50% drop rate of cookie cutters, so this could take a while. And like I said, I've only done this quest once, so I know nothing of the cookie cutter mechanics. All I know is that they just dig into your ship. And I brought no healing food with me because I thought this would be very easy, and I did not know they attack back, and I kind of got clapped up a little bit. But still nothing I can't handle. I'm just like that. You know, I can take down a couple of cookie cutters, but yeah, with this little move right here, they, oh well, I guess it doesn't do there, but they like swing at you with their tail, and it does like a kind of a bunch of damage. And all I had was this Bee Queen crown and this really banged up football helmet, so I was taking a lot of damage. Well, would you look at that? Her house is almost halfway complete, and I got the butterflies and the bushes, and boom, I'm just getting all this stuff down. And I really wish I just knew all this stuff prior, but there's nothing that's going to get done if I keep complaining and bitching about it. So I'm going to cut to the part where her house is fully completed and her handing me the pearl. House complete, pearl acquired, and just like that, we're ready to fight Crab King. And I've fought Crab King before, like one time, but that's enough. You know, his attacks are relatively simple. And, well, I mean, they're simple now, but back then they was harder because, well, you know, it was before the update, so I used to do, you know, much more interesting moves. But now it's quite more simple, and I'm liking it. I've seen videos on it, and I'm ready to go fight him. It's quite simple. You need just 6 grass boats, a couple of dark swords, and a pan flute, and boom, you got yourself Crab King defeated. But there's one problem. I do not have any more pan flutes, as in the Bee Queen battle. I used them all because, you know, I didn't have a fucking walking cane. But that's okay. I'm hoping to find one singular mandrake in this mandrake biome, because I've already picked at least 3, and getting 3 is extremely, you know, lucky and getting blessed. But if there's no mandrake here, I'm toast. Me and Gerald are screwed. And oh my god, I actually found one more. This was the last mandrake in this biome, and I'm surprised I was even able to find out, because I circled this area like 6 times and I couldn't find one, and then boom, it was here. So now I'm actually able to fight Crab King. And pan flutes, I mean, they're not required to fight him. Like, you don't need to put him to sleep like Dragonfly, but he has little minions, little crab minions that spawn, and there's like 5 of them, and it's just easier to put them to sleep. And you know, it's basically just you attacking him, and he can't fight back when you're attacking him, and when he's like in his little healing stage, he can't fight back. So you just get him in a stun lock and prevent him from healing, and boom, he's an easy boss. And as I was out exploring, trying to get some wood just before the boss fight, because I needed more chest storage, hounds and bearger spawn. And so, I mean, I was just going to use him to attack the hounds. Just look at him, he just pimp walking. He don't even give a shit. He's just walking in a straight line. And that's probably how I was not able to find him in my last world, because in my Wilson world, I could not find him. He just didn't spawn. So what I'm assuming what happened is he just pimp walked away like this in a straight line, and then I never got to fight him. But now he's absolutely just railing the hounds for me, so I don't have to deal with him. Now, before I slaughter him, I'm gonna need him to cut some trees down for me. And the reason why I'm having him do that is A, more wood, B, some more wood, but most importantly, C, I need living logs, and I need some tree guards to spawn. And yeah, no, I need them for dark swords so I can fight Crab King, because honestly, I'm at the point where I need dark swords. I should have got them kind couple more days ago, but I mean, what more could I do? I mean, the nightmare fuel is easy to get. It's just living logs are hard because, you know, just tree guards just don't want to spawn because they're jackwagons and they hate me. And boom, just like that, 2 tree guards spawn, and I'm happy with 12 living logs. I mean, that's equates to 12 dark swords, so that's fine. So, oh my, I'm so sorry about that. I needed them to beat the shit out of Berger, and then once they were done, I was going to finish off Berger. Well, actually, no, I think they do end up killing Berger because there's 2 of them. But once they were finished, I was going to finish them and take their living logs. And just like that, they finished Berger. Now it's my turn to finish in the... finish on the... Oh, man. God damn it. Okay, with them dead, now it's time to start farming some nightmare fuel. So I went ahead and crafted some nightmare amulets, and I'm gonna need about probably 1 or 2 of these so I can get a good amount of nightmare fuel. And this is another time I've seen Bernie's really good use to actually assisting me. He comes in handy with nightmare fuel farming and in the ruins when the shadow nightlights come on. Those can be a bitch and a half to fight, but if you have Bernie, they just target him and you light him on fire, and he's basically just invincible. Hey, you guys remember when, you guys know that Crab King requires all the gems in the game plus 2 more. Those 3 gems that I need plus 2 are down here in the ruins, so I gotta hurry up and get to them before the nightmare phase happens. I have no idea if the nightmare phase is going on right now, so I'm just hoping that I get in and get out. And I brought no food because I thought I would just get in and get out with my luminescence, and I needed to carry as much as I can. So as I pulled up, I immediately checked the floor, and it's kind of red, and the sound, you can hear the sounds, like the ambience is kind of eerie. So this is very bad. So that means I got here basically in just the nick of time, and I was like, you know, if I'm quick enough, I probably just got here in the beginning. I could probably just get in and get out and just, you know, completely avoid and skip this whole nightmare phase. And so as I was, you know, talking to myself and thinking, I was like, okay, I could use these lights and use the audio to determine if the if the nightmare phase was starting. And I pulled up and it was all good. It was green, and I was like, okay, I'm good. And then the full nightmare phase happened. So I'm basically toast if I don't get out quick enough, because I have no food, no health regain other than my jelly beans. I'm glad I brought my jelly beans. And yeah, if I don't get out of here quick enough, I'm going to die. With all of the gems acquired, I'm getting the hell out of here. And if you're wondering why I pick 3 green gems, is because first you need to socket, I think it's, you need to socket all of the gem, at least 1 of every gem in the game. And then you could put 2 more of 1 gem. That's how I fight it. Like, you don't actually have to socket just, you know, 1 of every gem. I think you could socket like all orange gems, all yellow gems, all green. But the thing is, each gem that you socket inside the Crab King is a bonus to his ability. So if you just balance it out by putting all of them plus 2 more, it makes the fight much more easier and fair. Like, for example, the red gems, I think they give him more health, or I don't know, they give something more health, and I just prefer not to fight that. So what I do is I put 2 more green gems, and the green gems, they just give they spawn more claws, and I don't fight the claws, so that's not a problem for me. So I just spawn more claws and I attack him just like that, and he just has 10,000 HP with 6 claws that can't reach me. I mean, that's just easy fight. But anyways, enough of my talking. I am hoping I don't get steamrolled here, because I have like a whole horde of black monkeys behind me. And there's 1 more den that I'm about to pass up. So this is just like, I can't stop. And the one thing that could really screw me over right now is if my keyboard stops responding, because that has been a problem recently, where I'll be walking around and then my keyboard just stops responding and then I die, you know. So that's how I've died in my last world I had. My keyboard just stopped responding and I just passed away because I got just ripped apart by these black monkeys. Please leave me alone. I don't have any money. All I have is a good credit score. Leave me alone, please. So as I'm, finally making my run, I'm just gonna have that monkey target the spider so they all start fighting each other. And I finally just escaped, man. That was very dangerous. And it looks like here I'm about to get like my shit rocked. I only got 1 damage, which is fine, but yeah, it's whatever. It's only 1 hit, and I got taken down from 91 HP to 85. And now it's time to go fight Crab King. Before I fight Crab King, y'all fuck with this background, bro. Now the second they dropped this, I had to cop it, bro. I mean, just look at it. I mean, I've been a member for like damn near 10 years, bro. Like I have to rep it, bro. Like I'm an OG. Matter of fact, on the topic of Don't Starve, releasing. So the game, I think it came out in 2013, but I actually didn't start playing it till 2015. And I remember I played it on Pocket Edition. And then I got it on computer, and then like late that year, shipwreck dropped, and I was like, oh man, this is tough. So I got shipwrecked, and that was in like that was still 2015. And then a year after that, Don't Starve Together dropped in 2016, and I was like, that was my prime Don't Starve age, bro. Like I loved Don't Starve. I still do. It's one of my favorite games. It's like my number two game. And I was just like, damn, this is good. Like, Reign of Giants was out. Shipwreck just dropped. Together just dropped. And I was like, dude, the concept of just playing this game with your friends sounds so fun. But I had like nobody that played this game, so I kind of played this by myself. But it was kind of interesting to see like Together, but like there was like new mechanics, there's new bosses. It was overall really cool, and you unlocked all of the characters for free. But I mean, I wasn't a problem for me. I also unlocked all the characters except Maxwell. Maxwell was hard because that was really hard to do, and I was younger because I was just a kid. And then in like 2018, Hamlet dropped in, bro. Hamlet was so good, bro. Like if I were to have like to compare Shipwreck and Hamlet, I gotta say, bro, Shipwrecked is probably number 1 for me, bro. Like number 1 DLC. Hamlet is really good too. Like both mechanics and Shipwrecked and Hamlet are really good. Like they have great enemies, good bosses, good music, good mechanics, interesting features that make them different. But Shipwrecked was probably number 1 for me because the music and just the introduction of like new mechanics. And it was like my first DLC I played. And I know Reign of Giants is also considered a DLC, but I just basically consider Reign of Giants base game. But it was just, oh man, it was just so fun. I love Shipwrecked. It's probably my favorite DLC. Before I fight this boss, I actually had to run back and make my rounds and grab my B crown because I'm going to be using a shadow sword. And I know the B crown doesn't do anything against the shadow sword sanity negation, but in case if there's other entities that spawn that negate my sanity, I'm going to just have that on just in case. Alrighty, so you're going to see what I mean by socketing all these gems, and kind of took a little bit of a while because I had to go back and grab the B crown, but that's okay. It's nothing I can't handle, All I got to do is just socket the rest of these 3 gems in there and then put the pearl in there, and boom, we're ready to fight the Crabs King. You might be wondering why my voice all of a sudden just changed. That's because I just woke up. I woke up from a nice deep slumber. It was a really good slumber. I was playing Phasmophobia with my homeboys last night, and it was great. But anyways, this is the Crab King fight, 12,000 HP, and it's relatively easy boss. And oh man, I got scared when these crabs spawned right in front of me. They already took 10% off my crown. But here, all you need to do is just run into the at least 3 of the cannon towers, and then once the cannon towers are gone, you lure out his crab arms, and then you just go in for the attack, because you don't want the cannons to hit you while you're attacking him, because they'll just destroy your boat and destroy your health. So without further ado, I'll let you guys watch the fight. why does my microphone mute itself, bro? It does this shit hella randomly. Okay, whatever. Anyways, so we finally defeated the Crab King. He's dead. We got all our gems back, which I'm glad they do. They give you your gems back. I'm happy about that. They don't consume them. And then these fish are taking my meat without my consent. I don't like that. They're greedy ass. I can't say that, but they're greedy ass pieces of shit who took my meat. But it's okay. I end up getting 8 pieces of meat out of this, and I get a really cool looking trident blueprint. So that's cool, you know. Who doesn't like tridents? And I also learned wherever that is. I don't know what that is. I've only fought this guy once, and I'm not sure where that leads to, but we're gonna find out sooner or later. Okay, so we're back at base. We put all the stuff away. I gotta give Pearl her cracked pearl because that's really funny that I'm gonna give it to her, show her that I absolutely slaughtered that guy. You know, I showed him his daddy. But anyways, the next list on the chopping block should be to take out the shadow pieces again. And Crab King is a new boss we fought, so applaud, clap. Yeah, we did it, guys. We did it. And I don't know, I might thinking about extend this out to just maybe 10 more days, so 110 days, you know, so I can maybe fight Toadstool before I go, or a Celestial Champion. You know, I've never fought that guy before, so that's gonna be really fun. Well, insert a bunch of me doing stuff. Ultimately, I was, sitting there thinking, I'm like, you know what? Should I go past 100 days, or should I stay at 100 days? And then I ultimately came to the decision of just staying at 100 days, because if I surpassed 100 days, you know, what's stopping me from going past it? And, you know, the challenge is to survive and defeat as many bosses as I can within 100 days. Because if I were to break that limit, then that kind of doesn't really mean too much. So ultimately, I just kind of, in the clips you're going to see here, I'm still trying to get stuff for Celestial Champion. But then ultimately, I'm just kind of, you know, I'm just rethink it towards the end. And I'm just like, nah, I'll do it next time. But this time I'll do it as Wolfgang. So maybe Wolfgang might help me out. Because playing Willow, I mean, it just made things a bit more difficult, especially for winter when I was exploring the caves. Oh man, being freezing is just very annoying. It's not for me. But she was really fun to play. I liked her ability. I liked Bernie. He was able to get me a lot of nightmare fuel, and ultimately it was a pretty decent experience playing as Willow, you know. But once I do Wolfgang, I heard Wolfgang's pretty good. I don't play a whole lot of Wolfgang, and you know, with this new rework, it's going to be really cool. So you know, it was really fun doing this. But I know what to do for Celestial Champion now. I just gotta get more stuff earlier, and I seen that they changed the crafting recipe and things you need to put inside the, I think it's called the unfinished experiment building. And then boom, I can fight Celestial Champion and all of his moves and how to kite him. It's really cool, and I've never fought him before, so this is gonna be a really fun experience for all of us, you know. I came back home on my journey, and this is where I really just put it in my mind that I'm just gonna end it right here. And it was really fun to do this, you know. Oh my god, I just voice cracked. No way, bro. It was really fun to do this, and I know what to do for next time. I'll make sure to get Glamour a lot earlier, so it's easier to fight Celestial Champion, because you want to have low lunity when you fight him on the lunar island, because high lunity equals bad. And I think for next time, what I'll have to do is I just gotta be more quick. But I really appreciate you guys for watching. And it was really cool. It was cool seeing you guys, chill out and just watch my video. But without further ado, I'll let you guys chill. Consider dropping a like and a subscribe. I feel like I'm begging right now, but hey, it's cool. The beggars can't be choosers. You guys do what you want to do. It's cool. But ultimately, have a great day. Why the fuck did I say? Oh my god!